This animation looks complicated, but it's actually just 5 simple ideas. Animation is not magic, it's just movement plus repetition. The secret of animation is this: move a little, wait a little, repeat forever. And that's it. Let's start by importing the libraries. I'm going to use the random as well as I'm going to use the time module, which will help me to use the time, because the animation should not be too much fast so that it is really tough for the eyes to catch it, right? We want a little bit of gap, maybe 0.01 millisecond, which is quite not noticeable, but it does have a lot of effect. So I'm going to use screen.setup. Now, whenever you are creating any sort of game using Python, it's really important to set the size of your screen. So for that, we're going to declare a variable. First of all, screen. And then I'm going to make sure that I'm using the setup function in order to set the height and width of the screen. Now, width and height of the screen. 800 is the width and 600 is the height of the screen. This is how the parameter works. Now, we are going to use the color for the background. Let's set it to black. So let's add the title. Bouncing ball animation. Once that is done, we are ready for the next step, which is to set the tracer, because I want this ball to be drawn. So I'm going to use tracer. So tracer is responsible for rendering all the things happening on the screen, right? And the speed up turtle is the side effect of this tracer, right? So it is responsible for updating or rendering all the changes happening on the screen. So for now, initially, I'm going to assign 0 to it so that animation does not start right away. It takes some time and then it gets started, right? And I want to add different random colors. So I'm going to use the color mode, and let's give the parameter 255, which basically is going to be the intensity. And now it's time to create the ball. So I'm going to say create the ball. Now I'm going to use the variable. Once that is done, I'm going to set the color for it. Let's say, so yeah, initially it will be cyan, but of course I'm going to use the random colors. It will change automatically. And of course we want to have a shape. So I'm going to use the shape as circle, because circle will not show that much of effect of rotating, right? And then let's add the shape size. Now it's really important to set a calculated size of this particular turtle, because if you change the size, you'll have to change the setup of the screen. Then you will be able to increase the speed of the shape. And there are lots of other things, and all of them are connected to each other. Now let's talk about ball.penup, which is responsible to make sure the pen is not drawing anything. Now let's talk about speed variables. Now currently, if I will show you, I'm going to use screen.main loop, which will help me to keep the output screen open. And if I set tracer nothing, the ball will be visible. Now if you see in the output, this ball is static. I need to add motion in it, right? So let's get started and start adding the motion in it. I'm going to keep it here. Now here we are going to work on adding the speed. So let's go ahead and add the speed. So I'm going to create a variable, and here I'm going to set the initial speed of the ball is going to be 4, and the initial y speed will be 3. Now x speed and y speed means, if you remember, in the coordinate system 2D plane, we have left and right as x coordinate and up and down as y coordinate, right? So speed will be really responsible in moving the turtle in the right as well as the left direction. And how we're going to achieve that, we will see it now. Now here, currently you saw the ball was not moving, right? It was static. Now I want that animation to happen continuously, maybe for infinite times, till I don't want to stop that output screen, right? So for that, whenever we say repeat, loop is something that we need to use. Now here I am going to use a while loop and set the condition to true, because true is going to help me set an infinite loop. And that's what I want. I want the animation to be repeated. Now, once you have the tracer, I'm going to set its parameter as 0, because I still want the ball to wait and then display on the screen. And of course, I want to add one more function, which is known as update. This is a really important function, which is again responsible for happening any changes on the screen, and that change need to be noticed and displayed on the screen. So update will be continuously doing its work of updating the changes where the ball is going when it is coming back. Now, as I said, I don't want the turtle to move too much fast so that we are not able to trace the ball. So that's why I'm going to use the sleep somewhere around 0.01 millisecond. And now it's time to add the colors. Now pause the video, try to add 3 different colors. We have done it in previous projects where you can assign a variable. Let me give you an example. Suppose this is the red color and I want to use all the intensities of this color, right, from lighter to the darker red. So how we can do it? We can use the random.randit, and then I'm going to set the value to 0 to 255, and if you remember, 0 is the darker one, 255 is the lighter intensity, right? Now pause the video, try to add the 2 remaining colors, or maybe only 2 colors. It's all up to you. So now I'm going to complete it for the green and blue. I want all the possible combinations, so I'm going to change only R, G and P. Here we go. Now once this is done, I'm ready with the colors. Now it's time to move the ball. Now the ball has the color, but it does not have anything else which is to move, right? Now it's time to move the ball. Now in order to move the ball, we are going to use 2 very important functions which are very useful. Now whenever you want to capture the location of the object on the screen, you need to know its x coordinate, right? And to take that object at a particular location, you again need a function which will help you to do that. Now here we have 2 functions known as, one is setx, responsible for setting the x and y coordinate of the turtle or any object on the screen that we want to move, and the second one is xcore, which is responsible for capturing the current location of the character, object or turtle on the screen. So xcore, as the name suggests, it will be responsible for capturing what exactly is the left or right location of the turtle on the screen, right? And as soon as I get that, I'm going to increase it by, it's about this only, right? If you want to move a character, you'll have to change its coordinate. Changing the coordinate means do either the addition or the decrement in the existing x coordinate of the object, right? So if you suppose initially the ball is at center, which means the x coordinate is 0, and I want it to move towards the right side, I'm going to increment its value with x speed, which means +4. So now the current x coordinate of the character will be 4. So this is how it works. If you want, you can write here comment and suppose, like I said, 0 plus x, which is going to be the initial value plus the current value plus the speed that we are adding, and now the value will be updated with 4. So this is how you get it. Now let's talk about the y coordinate. So I'm going to use the same function, set y, and here also we are going to capture the x coordinate. And here also we are going to add the y core, which is the current y coordinate of the turtle, followed by y speed, adding y speed to it so that it can move up and down accordingly. Now we know the location of the turtle on the screen or the ball on the screen. Now it's time to make it bounce, because I don't want it to just keep moving. I want it to bounce also. So if I hit run, let's see what happens. So you will see it went out of the screen. Bounce is not happening, although the movement happened, right? See, it is moving towards the right side because I have set its x speed to 4. Now pause the video and apply -4 and see where it goes. And let me know, did the program break or the turtle or the ball was moving towards the left direction instead of right? I will wait for you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's apply that, and I'm going to run the code and see the difference by myself. Now here you see it has changed its direction. So this is how it works, right? Now the initial plan is this only, that will be moving towards the right side. Make sure to check it on your own. It's gonna be fun. Now the horizontal bounce first of all, because bounce is necessary over here, otherwise it's going off the screen. Now how we can do that? We will be using a conditional statement over here, which will be responsible for checking that if the x coordinate of the ball is greater than this coordinate, make sure to bring it back. Or if the x coordinate of the ball is less than 390, make sure you're decreasing the speed, right? Now how that's gonna happen? I'm going to simply use speed, right? And I want to make it go exponentially, so that's why I'm using -1 over here. Now how this is going to work, let me quickly tell you that. Now if you will see, the initial value of the x speed is 4, right? So if I multiply 4 with -1, I will get -4, which means you need to move towards the left side, because when we talk about negative in the x coordinate, we are talking about the left side, right? And this is basically a speed with the direction. So now we are bringing it back towards the left side. And of course, every bounce will change the color. So let's get the colors, RGB. Once done, this is how the horizontal bounce happens. Now we are going to check it first. It's going to be fun when we check it. So now if you will see, it did work. It bounced on the right side. However, I didn't add any condition for the top and the bottom. So that's why it went off screen in the top, right, from the top. So now let's add the vertical. Now pause the video, think how you can add this vertical bounce. All you have to do is, instead of x coordinate, you need to change it to y coordinate. And of course, this 390 should be replaced with something else, because the height is a little bit different. It's 600, right? So that means it should be less than at least 300. So let's add it. If ball.y coordinate becomes greater than somewhere around 290, or ball.y coordinate becomes less than 290, I'm going to use y speed. And again, same thing's gonna happen over here also. If it is going way beyond in the upward direction, then I need to bring it back towards the downward direction. So for that, we need to make sure this happens. And of course, I need to change the color. So let's use RGB. And this is how the animation should be fine, and we should be able to use it. Give me a moment. I'm going to change it, and it's time to test it. Now, when I run it, and it is working perfectly fine. So you will see there is an invisible boundary that is making sure that it bounces back as soon as it is touching the extreme right or extreme left or extreme top or the bottom. Now, again, pause the video, try to change the speed over here and see how exactly things are happening. You changed it negative once, try to do it something else too. Or maybe you can try to change this speed too. And let me know in the comment section how it went, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching the video.